Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. Happy Thursday to you all. I hope that your day has started out fantastic. Whether your day is just beginning, in the middle, or towards the end, I hope that you're having a great day. And I hope that your Thursday is as good as I hope all my Thursdays are. I love Thursdays. If you are new here, you may not know that, but I love Thursdays. They're my favorite day because you're so close to the weekend, yet there's just enough time for you to kind of catch up on work, get work done, get situated, get organized so that you feel ready to go into the weekend without anything kind of like hovering over your mind. Like you're like, I gotta finish this, that, and the other, or worrying about what's going to come up on Monday. You just have enough time to get it all in order. But yeah, happy Thursday to you all. If you're having a rough day, which I feel like I've been having a couple rough days and been more emotional than normal, and it's just kind of overwhelmed and just taking things hard. I get it. I understand. Maybe you have so many problems and issues just cropping up out of nowhere. I encourage you to take the 5-minute reset, which is to take at least 5 minutes to be alone by yourself, kind of shake off everything, come back to baseline, restart, reboot your day in that moment, shake off any burdens, issues, problems, or anything that is getting in your way of having a fantastic day. Just really spend some time, kind of just letting it all be released off of you so you can have a quick break. In addition to that, if you have time, I would say go ahead and problem solve whatever's getting in your way, whatever issues are coming up, whatever is kind of just driving you crazy and making you feel all out of sorts. After that, I encourage you to make a gratitude list of at least 4 items, and that can be anything that you're grateful for. It's a never-ending list of things that you can be grateful for because they can be big, small, or medium. You can be grateful for having time to get your laundry done. You can be grateful for finally getting something in your home or in your car or in your apartment or in your room fixed. Finally you figure it out, or finally you get time, or finally you get someone over to fix that. You can be grateful that you were able to meet up with someone today and have like a little doggy date walk time. Like whatever it is, you can be grateful for it. And it really helps to shift your mind to have a more positive outlook, a different perspective on what's happening. And it's amazing because, like I said, it's a never-ending list of things. Come up with a list of at least 4 things. Bam, mindset shifted. But before you leave the 5-minute reset, I encourage you to be able to walk away feeling at least neutral, if not positive, about the rest of your day, because you spent the time kind of shaking everything off, restarting your day in that moment, listing out things that you're grateful for, which again, as I already talked about, is a great mindset shifter. And just kind of like changing your perspective on what's going on, how life is going. And despite everything that you're going through, just remember that you can still be grateful, you can still be positive, you can still focus in on those good things that are going well for you, and have faith and believe that the rest of the day could be a better day, tomorrow can be a better day, and you're going to get through this because you've gotten through it before in the past. However, I do hope that you're having a fantastic Thursday. Just a reminder that this week on the podcast, we are talking about being brave. And today, Thursday, we are talking about why does it matter. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. We need bravery in our lives because it will help us face our that too, I think. It will help us face our fears and overcome different obstacles in our life. It's kind of that extra armor, extra, iron and force that we have to combat all these negative things that are trying to come at us, that are trying to cripple us, bring us down, come at us to be used as excuses as to why we will not go after the things that we really want to do, what we've been preparing our whole life to do, that kind of thing. And I want you to know that bravery does not need to be some big thing that you stand up to, or a life-changing event or decision. No, it could easily be confronting someone for treating you badly, or going somewhere that generally makes you feel uncomfortable and anxious, but you're going to do it anyway because it'll help you grow and adapt and maybe kind of get used to those kind of situations. Speaking up in a meeting or in a group despite what they may think of your opinion, or even asking for help when you know you need it, even if you're normally too proud to do that. Sometimes our pride and our ego will get in our way of stepping out and actually asking people for help, especially in the past if we've said things like, I don't need help. I can do it all on my own, one man show, one woman show, like whatever it is. But it's important to realize that, you are being brave. You are being brave. You're being courageous because you're finally stepping outside of your normal realm, the comfortable zone that you have built your life in, and you're like, okay, you know what I need to do? I need to ask for help. I can't do this on my own anymore. I can't waste any more time. I don't have any more time to waste. And why am I putting this off when I could easily ask this other person over here that's offered to help me many times? That's bravery. You're being brave because you're stepping outside of something that you don't know, and you've already built up this whole ego and kind of ideal of who you are, and you're like, that's not really who I am. That's just a big front. So that's definitely being brave, speaking up in front of a crowd, whether it's in a group or in a meeting or you're presenting. That's very brave, especially if it scares you, if you have a fear of messing up, if you have a fear of saying the wrong thing, if you have a fear that people just don't find you interesting, or that you might say the wrong thing, or that it'll just go badly. I get that. I understand that. But then you're being brave because you're stepping up to the plate. You're stepping up into this unknown uncertainty that's floating nearby, and you're like, man, I could just drop into that like it's a black hole and never come out again. But I think the positive thing to think about is that you could drop into there and then never be seen again, because you're dropping into a pool of bravery, of being courageous, being confident, being happy, So I encourage you to think about that. But yeah, bravery is not like, okay, I saved someone from a burning building, I got a cat out of a tree, I finally revealed very personal information about myself to everyone, my family, the world. No, it doesn't have to be something super grandiose like that at all. It's kind of just like gratitude. It can be come in really small packages, increments, and it still matters just as much as all the big things that are happening. So also, bravery is going to be the thing we need to stand up for ourselves and stand up for someone else. We need to have access to that courage and strength as quick as possible. So by taking the time to really assess how you are able to kickstart yourself into that bravery mode, or to work on becoming more brave each and every day, then you're able to, access that when you need it, when you need to stand up for yourself if someone's coming down on you or bullying you or saying rude things, or maybe they're doing that to your friend of yours, to your spouse, to your child. You need to be able to step in and stand up for them and be brave despite what may happen, and just know that you are doing the right thing. And I'm not saying you need to go out there and fight anyone. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm saying you need to be brave to step in, and, people might have differing opinions, but you need to step up with your own. People might be going around thinking they're doing the right thing, but they're doing the wrong thing. You need to step in that kind of situation as well. I just want to make sure that I hammer the point home that bravery doesn't have to be a big thing, but also it's important to work on our bravery every single day so that we are able to stand up for ourselves and other people in our life that we really care for. And cultivating bravery is so important because it grows and becomes stronger over time, allowing you to step outside your comfort zone more often and more confidently. So by dipping a toe out on the regular every day, and kind of like doing a little bit outside of your comfort zone every day, trying new things, like speaking up, saying things, and then also just maybe like already telling yourself, hey, this might not work out. Hey, maybe I might embarrass myself a little bit. Maybe I'll fall on my face, but it's going to be okay because the only opinions of me that matter are from me, from God, from people that actually care about me and that I recognize is very important in my life. But if anyone's out there just gossiping or just giving their random opinion and super negative, I don't have to receive that. You don't have to take that in. You don't have to even believe it, because who knows where it's coming from? Most likely a negative place. So I just want you to remember that it's important to work on your bravery on the regular every single day, even if it's a teeny tiny baby bug step, like the smallest step that you could possibly take. At least you're continuing to grow, and it'll become easier and easier over time for sure. Fear is going to continue to exist in your life, come and go, which is important to note. So by you developing your bravery, like we just talked about, you are more able to take on and face those fears when the time comes. So, I want to make sure, and I know that everyone talks about this when they talk about bravery, but, being brave is not the absence of fear. It's having the courage to stand up to the fear and know that it's there, acknowledge it, understand it, and then move through it. Continue to keep going. Don't stop. Don't let it get in your way. It's going to try to get in your way, and it might like make you dance around just a little bit, but you're going to continue to persevere. You're going to continue to keep on going and not give up just because things are trying to get in your way. So it's important to remember that, yes, you need to develop your fear. You need to, not develop your fear. You need to develop your bravery every single day. And you need to recognize that fear will continue to exist in your life, even when you become the most brave person that anyone has ever known. Fear will still come. It will still pop up. It might not be as often as it was, or, it might be in the most shocking way because you've become so courageous and brave, but it's still going to be there. So you have to recognize that. You can't just pretend like it's never going to be there anymore. It's not going to come at you anymore. It'll show up whenever it needs to show up. But you just have to know that you're prepared, you're ready, it's totally fine. Bring it on. By being brave and facing your fears, you are more likely to succeed and excel in life than you would hiding behind and using fear as an excuse. And I want to make sure that you understand that, the more brave that you are bettering your life. You are having the ability to achieve your goals and excel and succeed because you're actually going after the things that you need to succeed. People that live in their comfort zone aren't going after hard things, aren't trying new things, aren't trying to continually get better, because there's definitely going to be a ceiling there of where they're going to hit if they're just trying to live in their little bubble and continue to become their better self. You're going to hit a ceiling, and you're not going to be able to grow anymore because you've locked yourself in this comfort zone. And to learn new things, to grow, to adapt, to change, become better, you have to actually be out in the real world and trying new things. You can't just hide away in this little bubble that you've created for yourself where everything is fine. You don't even need to worry about uncertainty because everything is habitual. Everything is always the same. Nothing ever changes. So I want you to keep that in mind. You are more likely to succeed and excel if you have more bravery and exhibit more bravery in your life. Bravery also matters because by being brave, you are essentially mastering your emotions. Because, when you're fearful, you are exhibiting fear, exhibiting a sense of anxiety and worry and just feeling upset and many other things. And by kind of being able to conquer the fear, kind of take down the fear, face it down, and just really take hold of it and actually move forward with your bravery, you're actually taking control of all those emotions that are trying to creep up and distract you and change your mind and try to push you in a totally different direction than the one that you were going. So I encourage you to just realize that, by becoming more brave each and every day, you're mastering your emotions. You're able to realize that sometimes you're letting them run loose, live their own lives like they're actual people, personifying them and realizing, oh man, I'm letting myself I'm letting myself overreact. I'm letting myself stress. I'm letting myself just, feel all these incredible emotions when it wasn't really necessary to go that far. So I encourage you to realize that, yes, mastering your bravery is also mastering your emotions. And being brave is honoring and showing respect to yourself. You are going after the things you need to do despite what fears or other excuses start to crop up. So by actually going after and trying to continue on your journey, continue achieving your goals and just winning in life and becoming your best self and continuing to grow and change and adapt, you're being brave by pushing through and continuing to get through all that stuff despite what is trying to come at you. You are honoring and showing yourself respect, and that really matters because you have to be the number one person that is honoring and showing respect to yourself for everyone else to follow suit, because people are not going to respect someone that doesn't respect themselves. Like, why would they? Why would they waste their time? Because they know that you're a pushover, that you're not going to really care if you're not respecting yourself. So you need to be the first person that's doing that. And you can do that by exhibiting bravery and continuing to move forward despite what's ever trying to knock you down and bring you down and stop you. And lastly, bravery matters because you matter. The title of this episode is Why does it matter? Bravery matters because you matter. By being brave, you can become a better you. And that's what I talk about a lot. The ability to become a better you, which we should all be working towards every single day. And because you're not going to hit the final point, like a threshold or anything like that ever. I mean, maybe you'll hit a threshold, just it's going to move you to another one and another one. Oh, sorry guys. Another one. It's going to continue to move you forward into another threshold of becoming your better self, but you're never going to be done with that. When you're done with that, you're going to be passing away. You're going to be going to heaven. You're going to be done. That's when you're going to be done. But while you're here alive on this earth, you're going to continue to work on being your best self, because no one should be cocky enough to be like, oh, I've already become my best self. No, you should continue to be striving. And I'm not saying you need to break your back to be doing that. Just continue to grow, adapt, learn new things, help others, teach people things. Just like get out there and really continue to work on yourself. We all need to be doing that. We should all be humble enough to know that we need to be doing that and not super cocky and think that we're already the best thing since sliced bread. So, but yes, bravery matters because you matter, because you need to use that bravery to continue to push through all this crap that tries to get into your way. Stand up for yourself, stand up for others, really believe in yourself and know that that is super important because it's about you. So, well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. I hope that you really enjoyed this episode. It was a little bit of a shorter one, so wasn't that nice? And if you really enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to share it with someone else that would really enjoy it too. Please come visit me on Instagram at Sabrina Joy Perozzo. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to say hi and get to know you in the DMs. That'd be great. Check the description box for notes for the show. Also, my email address for any questions, comments, concerns, or prayer requests. Also, any feedback, any topics you want me to talk about, let me know on Instagram or in the email. Again, the notes for the show were in the description box, and where you can find my website, which has all the media that I do create at sabrinajoy.com. So again, come visit me on Instagram. I really encourage you at Sabrina Joy Perozzo. But until then, have a great day. I hope you come back tomorrow for the next episode. But until then, have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.